Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast.
Whoop,
Still in
whoop.
quarantine, but we made it to the end. Oh my God.
We're here. We are here. I'm exhausted.
I can't even describe how happy
I don't know
am
if
to
it's
go
this
back.
day, this week, this month, this
Episode.
year, this episode, but I'm tired. I think it's just like a lot of the things are coming to an end.
Yeah, quarantine's kind of coming to an end.
Quarantine is kind of coming to an end. Like the worst of it is coming to not the worst of COVID, but the worst of quarantine.
Yeah.
Is coming to an end.
I don't know. The season came to an end. I'm so excited to start season 1. I can't wait
too. I think it'll make me excited because obviously this season ended kind of tragically. Both with the way fights are happening on the show, but then with 4 cast members leaving, maybe 6 cast members. Who knows? Who the heck knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, and I'm excited to go back and knowing what I know now, rewatch it and see if I still like the same people. Knowing how trash they are sometimes.
Yeah, I think I'll have more empathy for Stassi and Katie. I always loved Stassi, but Katie especially. I think I'll love Katie through her moments.
And I think I'll be a bigger Tom Sandoval supporter. Season 1 Sandoval, when he wasn't really, he just kind of sat around. I think now I'm going to be did you see what Tom Sandoval was doing?
Yeah, it'd be funny to watch it then, or if we would have recorded when it was actually happening and then to record it again. I guess once we get through all of season 7 to look back on these episodes that we've recorded.
Yeah.
And see if our opinions would still be the same.
We'll see. But we're on the Geek Nerdy Podcast Network. Check them out. You're not doing anything else. Just fucking do it.
They recently called us the Pasta Girls on their podcast, and I love it. I love the name.
We're officially the Pasta Girls. Thank you very much. Everyone be sure to subscribe to our podcast, leave a review, rate us if you please. We did not get any new reviews, which I guess is kind of a good thing because
we've been a little
some
harsh.
of you guys suck.
No, I was about to say we've been harsh on them. We got the one review that said okay, you guys complain about every review.
Yeah, whatever. That's our charm, we said, and it is.
I live in a household with 7 other people, 7 other people. I have loads to complain about, so that's my hobby. Besides,
I'm by myself, so all I do is sit around and think about things to complain about. So when I get on here and finally talk to someone, I just let it all out.
Complain about common things.
Well, what else? Join our Facebook group. It's kind of been popping lately.
Popping. Lots of news happening. Everybody is helping out and grabbing every article they see. I every time I text Alicia, she's like, it's already in the already in the Facebook group. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Meredith's so behind the times. I swear. I'm on this Facebook group.
Hey, I got one in there. I got the Jackson one about him maybe losing out on the company.
Which was crazy. Can I say, I was literally they have a company?
Oh,
you
haven't
weird?
Seen this? I saw this a while ago, the conception of it. So background.
Okay.
Jax and Lance Bass, and there's an investor guy, but it's not he's really named. Nobody would really know his name. Have a company, it's a cocktail mix company basically called Just Add X, which spells out Jax, which I'm kind of this is kind of funny.
Oh no, I have heard about this.
Yeah, you've definitely seen this. And they used to come in little jars, but now they're bigger bottles.
Oh my God, this is like Mama's beer cheese where it disappeared and I fucking forgot it existed.
I never forgot about it because I was that's actually really smart the way the name played out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's Jax, but it's also Just Add X makes a lot of sense.
Who was marketing that? A+ for you, buddy. That was great.
I'm smiling, nodding me, not me.
No. But so Jax may not be in that company anymore.
Yeah, Lance Bass, I sent the group, the Facebook group, the e-news article, but Lance Bass has a podcast, so go listen to that if you want to know from the, what's the phrase? From the what's mouth? It's an animal.
From the horse's mouth.
Yes. Mm-hmm. If you want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well,
words.
Our shining star, Chris, also posted something about Jax getting emotional about his father.
I saw those I saw the actual Instagram stories.
Yeah, but there's been a shit ton of backlash for everyone calling out Jax and Brittany and telling them that they should leave the show or they should be fired if Stassi and Kristen have been fired. Which, like, I'm fucking down for. I think Jax and Brittany should have been fired before Kristen and Stassi. They should have been fired a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, but I think because Faith like went on that podcast and it was like brought up so publicly, that's why they got the axe first. But I agree. Like Jax recently commented something very insensitive on somebody's Instagram story, and people are even like citing that like this is unacceptable.
Yeah. And some positive news. Stassi's pregnant.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm looking at all the stuff in the Facebook group reminiscing. Moral of the story, join our Facebook group. It's so fun.
I'm so excited. I'm like, okay, listen, I totally understand that Stassi should be fired for what she said and what she did. Yeah. 100%. At the same time, the really selfish part of me is like, oh, I really wish I could see this wedding. And now I really wish I could see this pregnancy.
I wish it was like Beau and baby and wedding were separate.
And I gotta tell you, I read a lot of comments on Instagram under this E's News article about Stassi and Beau, and a lot of people were like, Stassi should get her own show.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why Bravo fired her, which, like, I disagree. I think Stassi rightfully got fired, but at the same time, other people, like, really want to fucking see this. So can she
another network might pick her up, like, once everything dies down a little bit. But what's interesting is I saw this, I think somebody in the challenge group, Facebook mentioned this, that they think people like networks are handling this incorrectly in a way. Like, obviously, yes, people who make racially insensitive comments or like actions or XYZ do need to like have punishment for sure. That's not what people are saying, but they're saying that we need to focus on education and not just cutting people out and just leaving them out to dry.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't teach them anything. It just, I mean, yeah, it teaches them that you did something bad, but it doesn't reform them is what they're typically saying. And that maybe networks need to start changing their approach to you're suspended for two to 3 years off the bat. Here are some educational resources they kind of set up, maybe some classes or this and that. And if they think that they have changed and that they have grown from the experience and the education, then maybe they accept them back.
I agree. I think if it's like a, maybe, I don't want to say isolated incident, but like, to me, Jax is a constant, and we'll get into this episode. He has constantly for years just been the fucking dumpster troll of the show. And
with everything, women, people,
LGBTQ plus,
community, Black community, like, I would say probably every community he has words.
He is offended in some way.
Yeah.
And he's just like not getting better, and he like kind of refuses to apologize. Whereas I do think like Stassi was very public about going to Black Lives Matter protests, and like,
I think she was immature at the time of doing it. And I think she's definitely grown from it, hopefully.
I think Faith was a villain. Like that's how Bravo made her out to be. That's how like a lot of people saw her. I personally really liked Faith. I thought it was fucking hilarious, and I wish she stuck around. And then she went on the challenge, and I thought she was great.
I was sad she never came back.
Yeah, she got pregnant.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
kid
that.
Now. So once you have a kid, that's like the death sentence. You're never getting called back. But I think there was also just like this stigma that Jax hooked up with Faith, and Faith was the one that broke up Brittany and Jax. It wasn't Jax like it was. So I think there was also that element. So I don't think it was like against the Black community. I think it was against Faith. But at the same time, what she did was completely inappropriate.
They were not thinking about the repercussions of their actions on Faith. And I think they see that now, but I don't think they realized it.
Maybe Bravo can just do one episode once Stassi has that wedding and once when she has the baby, and then we're good. This is the first Vanderpump baby.
Here's
Whatever,
the thing.
I shouldn't complain. I get it.
What's crazier is that, or not crazier, but like Stassi even took down her podcast. Like everything's gone.
Yeah. She really has to like rebrand now.
Yeah, it'll be curious. I'll be curious to see what she does moving forward, because obviously she doesn't have like a normal person job.
Perfect timing for this baby, though. Now it's positive. Now it's like Stassi's got a baby.
That's true. She can kind of go into the mommy and me section and
maybe we'll still get Bo. Maybe we'll get Katie and Tom babysitting baby Stassi.
Baby Stassi. I don't know.
Prayers. Well, whatever. Everyone, the final thought here is join our Facebook group. Thank you so much.
Oh gosh. Okay, Alicia, did you like this?
Are you mixing it up? Wait, are you
I was earlier. Dang it, my cup's empty now.
Well, I'm drinking water, and I just had some deep dish Lou Malnati's pizza. So
stop it. I do have some water.
I have water now because I think that pizza alone is gonna clog up my arteries. So
it's my brother-in-law's birthday and my parents' anniversary today.
Oh, what did you eat?
We got a burger place that my brother-in-law, like his friends own. It's so good. I went and got it all. And then my sister's very adamant about eating at 5:00 on the dot. So I get here at 4:55, like ready. No one is home. I'm the only person with like 8 burgers.
What the fuck?
And like French fries. And I'm like, these don't sit well. This isn't a meal that sits.
I have to eat them all.
So I'm like, okay, what do we do? This is where my restaurant industry, like media, comes into place. Thank God I read our articles. I'm like, let's put the French fries in the toaster oven. Let's get those a little crunchy again.
Oh.
We got some like guacamole fried bite things. I'm like, let's stick those in the toaster oven. We got to open up all the boxes because the perspiration like will mess with the fries. And I'm like, ready. And then still no one. And I'm like, oh my God.
Where was everyone?
My nephew's taking like a swim class thing. So like she had all the kids. It's my brother-in-law's birthday. So he took off and he went golfing. He came home. He was the second one home. And
you were like, thank fucking God, help me eat
I'm
this.
like, hello, where is everyone? And my brother's like, I don't really know. I'm like,
oh my God, that is so funny.
One day I like didn't need everybody to be home late.
Well, good for you.
For the story, I had a really good burger and I ate it in peace and quiet, and then everybody else came home.
I wish I was drinking, but I'm going to be drinking Friday, and at this point in time, there's just I'm going to go to bed after this. So whatever, fuck it. I'm just as funny sober, everyone.
I don't think I am, but that's all right.
I'm worse sober. But unlike James.
Like James. Yeah.
I know. But like, we kind of don't care. James really wanted to be liked. I could give 2 shits. I
guess technically I already have the alcohol in my system. I had a vodka lemonade.
By the end of this.
Oh, Lordy. I did pour it a little strong.
Okay. Ready to get into this episode? The final.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Okay. This is like from a few episodes back where Alicia loved it and I was just like, I
have low standards.
I guess. I just like love yelling. Like I like the end of it. I loved the end of it.
I love yelling. I love when I
don't like whenever people are just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry I hurt you. I take back what I said. Like, I'm so sorry. We cool now? Yeah. And I'm like, no, give me some yelling. Give me some Ariana with some like, oh, Tom, you're just like, you're the cool man now.
Do you know what that reminds me of? You watched Love is Blind, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Remember we applied for season 2 together?
Yeah. And we never got a call back.
Rapey. And then I moved away.
Reunion was so fucking stupid because everyone was just like, yeah, like, I'm very sorry. We're very happy. There's no drama. And I was like,
and it was like, Jessica's like, I really reflected on my life. I've moved on. Like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, scream over dumb Barnett. Well, I want you to like fight for him.
Do you remember Amber? Amber was like ready to fight. And what's her name? Vanessa Lachey was like, Amber, you should forgive. Like, Jessica really. And I was like, Vanessa Lachey, have you ever fucking seen a reunion? Come on. I was so pissed.
I'm not about forgiveness on reunions, to be honest. Like, I'm really not. I want some yelling. I want you guys to not agree. And then I want the rest of the cast to call you out to one person and be like, no, you're wrong.
Yep. Well,
but just for my side, like for what I agree on. Don't
agree. Yeah, you have to be on my side or I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. Don't call me out.
I thought that Bravo would start with like the Kristen Stassi, like.
Right. Okay. We talked about this on the last episode. I was like, it was too close to do something last episode, like too quick of a turnaround. I really thought it'd either start or end with a video from Andy.
And we didn't get either. I waited. I was like, oh.
He has only addressed it on his like radio show, where he has told people like, I'm not in charge of programming. I don't get to fire people. Like, people forget that all the time. I'm not an executive producer on these shows anymore. I'm not in charge of this stuff. I just do the reunions. And I'm like, I don't care. Say something.
I just needed Andy to be like, I completely stand by the Bravo Network. And who are they owned by? NBC? Yeah.
NBC Universal.
So, I don't know. So we didn't get any of that. I think that was wrong. I think they should have done something. But
yeah, because like, what if people are not in tune with social media, to be honest?
Yeah, you don't even fucking know.
You have no idea that four of these cast members, that's why I think it's crazy they didn't say anything. 4 people on this reunion that we just saw are not going to be there next year. And we're just going to ignore that fact?
Yeah. Honestly, though, the one I'm least sad about is Brett. Good riddance. Goodbye.
I agree.
Boring as fuck.
I agree. Because at least like Max gave us some bro-ness with like the Toms. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brett
Goodbye, Brett.
Weird
no
stuff.
One literally cares. Okay, so let's start out. So they're all coming back because obviously this reunion was 3 hours just us watching it. So I'm sure it was like 17 hours for them to film. It was ridiculous.
I know. I was wondering how long, because at one point whenever Ariana said like, I don't want to see her for the next 45 minutes, I paused it and I was like, technically there are 45 minutes left in this show, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Ariana was way more drunk this episode than she was in the previous one. So I was like, it fucking hit her.
When they all did their cheers, everybody's drinks were pretty much empty.
Except Ariana and Tom, who came out with 2 fresh ones, baby. They knew what was coming. Okay, so Sandoval was peeing, even though he had 20 minutes, and Ariana pooped in that
Ariana was able to poop, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So we start out with, all summer long, Stassi's push to get engaged almost sent Beau to an early grave. Ba-doom.
I didn't even catch that. Wow.
Anytime Andy talked, I tried to write it down verbatim, so we at least
I love it. It helps me so much with this, like leading this webinar.
So that wasn't necessarily the webinar. It wasn't necessarily a question, but then we got that great compilation of Stassi trying to get engaged.
She was mortified. Good. She was mortified at the bottom. I love these clips and then seeing everybody's reactions.
So I love watching other people's reactions, and Stassi's especially was just like,
she was just
fuck
like,
me, man.
God. I know.
She said it was embarrassing, and then she said, if you're gonna propose, just tell that person. Just tell me. I
agree.
Proposing. Yeah,
I kind of agree, because the thing is, I think if you want it to be a surprise, that's cool. But if that person's going crazy in front of you, like, give up the surprise. Like, there were so many fights and tears for no reason.
Yeah.
I think that's what she was saying. Like, it's okay to have a surprise, but whenever it's like a surprise versus like my happiness right now.
It should not be this stressful. And if you don't want to tell your person, like they're not asking for it, then like don't let them know, you know? But like in Stassi's case, Beau should have just been like, I will propose this year sometime. Leave it at that, you know? Like, just, it's happening.
It's coming. Just like leave it be. It's not coming for a little bit. Because he could have said that. Like, it's not, give me like 4 more months. Like, let's just get through all this stuff. And like, but I do want to marry you. I'm just not ready to propose yet.
He should have been like, you'll be engaged sometime after Jax's wedding, but before our Pump reunion. So there's your window. Fucking figure it out. It'll be on the show, Stassi.
Yeah. That's true.
So then Andy asks Beau, you went through such lengths to make sure she didn't know anything, and then goes, Stassi, when Beau took you to dinner and you started crying when he said he wasn't ready, given that he had told you this before, what made you so upset this night? Which this is I felt bad.
Loved that she told us this. Like, this is what I love about the reunions is the background knowledge they are able to share with us. And Stassi says, they were wearing nice outfits. He had on nice pants, and his mic pocket was in his front pocket, so it looked like a ring box. That makes so much more sense because she did seem a little more emotional than normal.
Yeah, and she said it was like an hour and a half. She just kept arguing with him, and then she's like, "It's not happening. I just need to excuse myself."
Yeah,
which I get at that point.
She was like, we went through all the food. Like, we ate dinner. I was just like, waiting. And then it's like this weird conversation about how I'm not ready and to leave me alone. And it's like, what the fuck? I thought you had a ring in your pocket.
What's in your pocket? And then we're asked, here's a question for everyone. What's sexier, a ring bulge or a penis bulge? I think a ring. I better be getting a ring.
A ring.
I have a lot
I'll even take some time in earrings.
There were a lot of things that I found like kind of not controversial, but like we need to discuss questions in our opinion. So I have a lot of those. So that was the first one. So then we get Kristen. Carter told Bo not to forget to thank you for hooking up Bo and Stassi, and called Bo cold-blooded. Kristen, do you agree?
This was so weird because she basically said like no, but yes.
Yeah, she's like, I don't agree with what Carter did, but Carter should have said that if he was going to say it to you
3 days later. Yeah. And was it Lala who was like, just say, no, there's no excuses. Yeah. We don't agree. Stop, like,
just shut the fuck up.
Sticking up for him. But here's the thing is, in the show, she said, like, it turned her on that he defended her. So I think the defense is kind of okay because, like, I get it. Like,
stick up for your girl.
Yeah, like, he's trying to win her back. And, like, it is true. Like, she introduced them. She wasn't invited. That's a hurtful moment. That's okay to, like, say that and try and stick up for her. The time is not okay. I think the actual text is not okay, but I think that kind of goes with the timing of, like, you're in the heat of the moment. You say really, really mean things. But, yeah, I think Kristen just should have said, no, I did not agree. She, like, freaks out and just keeps talking.
She talks herself into a hole in a search. She just keeps going round and round until that hole just gets deeper and deeper.
No, I don't agree. And then, yes, I agree with him.
Falls in. Well, goodbye, Carter, forever. We'll never have you again on the show.
They were all like, stop, we're done with Carter. We are done with him.
Yeah, God. So then it's Lisa's turn to manage the managers.
This was a weird section and title weird. And like the way they talked about it.
So first we have like a compilation and it's like Lisa telling Max to stop hooking up with people that work for her. And he's like, oh yeah, anyone in the Vanderpump Rules world, cut off. And then it's Dana and Sheena and Sheena's lookalike. Just like boom, boom, boom.
And they like paused. Well, they even paused it at one point where he was at Tom Tom and a girl, a server at Tom Tom was like giving him the eyes.
Yeah. Whoever edited the compilations this episode,
this season is doing a great job. You get to keep your job.
Put them in the show in replacement to one of the four we're losing. I want to see what they're fucking doing.
No, they are doing a great job behind the
You don't want to watch them put it together, like the brains that go behind?
No, I feel like that's very tedious and like takes so much time. There's a lot of interns looking through footage. You know that.
So then we have the 86 Danica thing.
Oh God, that was so dumb.
Danica punched threesome Brett and got suspended and
the most unused storyline of the season. Still, we want more. Maybe we'll get that Brett on this show.
Ooh, threesome Brett.
Oh, I want that.
So then
he's behind the bar. He's kind of like a new Jax, which seems like the shitty level with girls, like in his own relationships. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to see how he treats them because it's like we don't know anything about him. Like he could be very nice, like talking wise, without the mean comments. But
what we got is this threesome comment was not offensive because Danica had agreed previously to having a threesome. And
it was brought up at work.
Yeah, Brett just weird. Was like, "Hey, I found this girl threesome," and then Danica's like, "At work."
You know what I just thought of? In that scene, she was crying and she was like, I messed up my whole life. And I just thought about how she has a like breathalyzer in her car. That's not messing up her life. She's fine.
Yeah, you're
but
okay.
Like punching Brett at work. I mean, both are not great, but I would kind of think the breathalyzer in your car is more of a hindrance on your life.
Getting arrested is a lot scarier than getting fired. Okay, everyone?
Oh my God.
I've never been either, but I've been close to getting fired. So we'll just go off that.
I'm not going to comment on either.
Okay. So Andy asked Lisa, what makes Max and Danica good managers? And she starts with Max, and she says that he puts in a lot of hours. He's a great bartender. He can step in whenever. The staff loves him. He fits in perfectly. He just needs to stop banging the staff.
Which is true.
And then we go to Danica, and she didn't have one nice fucking thing to say.
I was kind of appalled. I thought she was going to say at least something nice.
No. Danica, we want her to grow up and soften up. She's so black and white, and sometimes it's wrong, and she's a floor manager, not an assistant manager.
I was like,
she's an assistant manager or whatever.
Putting her in her place. Like,
she's not a real manager.
No.
Raquel, I got a bone to pick. Raquel,
I knew this was going to come up, which I agree, though.
That Danica is the best manager and gets the job done. And I want to know where Peter is.
I know. Okay. I wonder if she's just like saying that in the moment, like not thinking about the real managers.
Raquel, I'm coming for your ass. Peter better be your favorite fucking manager.
No, Raquel is so nice. We like her.
But Raquel's
trying to stick up for her. Think about it. She didn't get one nice thing said about her. Like, Danica didn't get one nice thing said about her. Like, Raquel's probably like, oh my God, this girl needs a compliment. Danica, you're the best manager we have.
She better have called Peter after that and been like, I love you. Goodbye. I love you, Peter. Okay.
Maybe Peter's like an owner now.
No, Peter, I told you what Peter was doing in the last episode. He has like that game on that you can download on your app.
Stop. We're not getting back into this.
So then Lisa thinks Danica has been rude, and Lisa has her own personal issue with Danica because Danica is implying that she's having an affair with Brett.
No. She said that Danica said on air that she was having an affair, which roll the tapes as Bravo does, and she didn't. I kind of was mad at Lisa for that. I mean, I get it. Like, in the moment, they didn't play that for them, but
the thing Danica said, where it was like they both fantasize about each other. It's like watching a mom.
I think they
have, but she was like, they say that it's this mom-son relationship and like it's creepy, which I fucking agree. She said like,
but you can see the way they look at each other that they're both like fantasizing about each other, which I at least think for 100% on Brett's side. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she said because they're both gorgeous people.
Yeah. I agreed with Danica on this one.
I don't have any problem with that. And Lisa, I'm upset. You should not hold that against her. It should not be a personal problem because she complimented you. She said they're both gorgeous. Why would you not fantasize about it?
Whatever.
He's literally working you out.
You're not doing anything. Yeah. You're just working out. But then Kristen, the funniest fucking thing. She's like, Danica, you're lucky that you still have a job. All I did was tell a manager to suck a dick. And then
did you hear Lisa? No, did you hear Lisa? She goes, honey, she was like, it's more complicated than that. It was a like string of things. It wasn't just that one moment. But yeah, we get the clip of Kristen.
Diana, move your ass. Suck a dick.
Suck a dick. I can't. Oh, there were some gold moments. I can't wait to.
I know. It was good.
Roll back to season 1.
Danica apologizes all sassy, and then Lisa responds all sassy, and whatever. Those two barf. Anyway.
Who knows if Dana's going to have a job? I guess she will because of the show.
You mean Danica? Dana better have a job.
No, I said Danica. Sorry, I was mumbling. Yeah, I was like thinking to myself and talking at the same time.
Well, then Andy asks Max, is banning someone for shit-talking a general manager something we should be focusing on? And Max says no. Max is very like professional. It's like he's been trained by the Disney Channel where he knows how to answer questions, like very prim and proper.
But he also, I think he's the best one at like actually apologizing, where he was like, I think it was so inappropriate, like no. But the weirdest part is he apologized to everybody but Danica.
Yeah. That was awesome. He's like, I apologize to Lisa and Tom and
like, I didn't handle that right.
But then he's like, I don't know why Danica all of a sudden didn't like me. We were friends. I hooked you up with
this
my
was
boys.
Interesting.
And, like, you hooked me up, and I was like, they were friends.
I know. I was like, whoa. And not only just like friends, but it seemed like she was cool with them being like matchmakers for each other.
Yeah, no, that's like next level friends. Like,
yeah, you already have to be pretty comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Danica's like, but Max, you like ghosted my friends, and now I have to work with people who you ghosted, and like you're mean to them, and that's what annoyed me. And I want to be like, Danica, you are just doing a Kristen. Stop getting out of this hole. Just shut the fuck up.
You're not involved anymore, so stop being the most angry about it.
And then Kristen, this is the most sense she has ever fucking made. She's like,
I've never loved her more.
She's like, Danica, is all this because you want to fuck Max? I was like, I said that.
Yeah, she goes, that because that's what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, that's literally what all I thought about. Because now I'm
agree.
like, oh, Danica was hooking him up with her friends,
but she was probably jealous.
That thing, you know, where you're like, I hope he likes me instead of my friends. Yeah. But Danica was like, no, ew. And I was like,
I don't know. I can't decide what I think. I wonder if maybe she did like him, like at the beginning, and then like saw like how he treats girls, and like he just like is a player, and was just like, I don't like it anymore. But there's kind of still those feelings there, so you have to turn them into hate.
That girl is one step away from saying that Max has cooties.
Oh my God, stop.
She's right fucking there.
It's just like dumb, this little like fight. I don't like it because it's not like we even got the beginning where they were friends. I would appreciate it more if we like got to see them friends.
Well, yeah, I would like to see them as friends, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. So also Max is gone. So he's 86 from the show.
Forgetting. Oh, who's talking now?
So then we take a commercial break, right? And we come back. And
these breaks are my favorite part.
I know. This is the beginning of Jax and Brittany being insufferable for the 87th time this season. So the episode comes back and Jax and Brittany's dog is barking. And Beau's like, you guys need to lock up your dog with food and water, of course. Like all weird.
Well, he's like, lock them in a room. Like, go put them in a room.
And they're like, this is what happens when you have dogs. There's a pandemic going on. We can't hire a babysitter. And I was like,
well, because Stassi made a comment like, we were all told to get babysitters for our dogs. And they're like, there's a pandemic. Nobody wants to have our dogs. We don't want our dogs to go anywhere. By the way, I don't know if I don't think dogs are carrying coronavirus. No,
it was proven that dogs can't get coronavirus.
I think cats can get it, but like it's been so low whenever they've been tested. But anyways.
Yeah. Tigers can get it. I watched Tiger King and like I looked up everything.
Yeah, but still, you can still put your dog in a room. It's not tragic to put your dog in a room for even 3 hours. Give him food and water, like Beau said. Put your damn dog away.
Yeah, they are the people that like put their dogs in strollers.
Rules don't apply to them. Whenever everybody else has to get a babysitter for their dogs.
Whatever. But then we get Sheena's music video. Oh my God. I fucking love watching this because I always feel like I'm watching porn and like someone's going to come behind me because it's so raunchy.
I'm like, oh my God, this is like aggressive. I always forget how aggressive it is. Because I always think it's just going to be them like laying in a bed and then it's the smacking the ass scene and I'm like, oh my God. It's her
like grinding on his like chest and he's just like, you know, oh, it's so weird. But James gets this question. James, what do you think of the footage of Sheena and Brett in bed? And he's like, I honestly thought it was pretty raunchy.
And a bit much.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah. I love whenever he like does criticize people, he like still likes so because he's like, I mean, I did think it was a little raunchy. Whereas like if it was like Kristen, he'd be like, that was the fucking raunchiest thing I've ever seen.
No, yeah. James is really trying not to anger anyone at this point.
He's like, I love you, but like, yeah, that was a lot.
He's like, I just didn't need to see your ass. Like, it's fine. Goodbye. Brett gets the next question, and Andy says that this made him feel violated and uncomfortable. Why? And this is where Brett, for me, just, man, this dude went downhill and never came back up. Right?
Well, he's just like, he's not honest. I agree with like what Sheena's been saying this whole like reunion. Like he says one thing to her face and something else behind her back. Like he has balls to say it behind her back and say it's okay to say I felt violated. It was weird and uncomfortable. And like, you didn't think it was going to be like that, but then by the time you show up to set, it's like, well, I already committed to this. I'm just going to do it. Just be like, yeah, it was really uncomfortable. And I did feel a little bit violated in the moment. Like I've moved on. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And I've like seen that. That's all you had to say.
Yeah. And he said, he's like, violated was the wrong word, but I did feel uncomfortable. To which Sheena was like, then you should have fucking said something. If it made you feel uncomfortable, you need to speak up. And that's something you can work on. But like,
yeah, I feel like Sheena's intimidating though, too. Like she's a lot. So then you're just like, okay.
No, you got to fucking speak up.
I know, but still, like think about how long they've actually been friends. And like he did her, or she did his like video, his YouTube thing. So it's like I kind of owe her a favor.
And then we get into the whole, like, Sheena offered Brett a blowjob.
Oh, God.
Drama, which
this
was
is my
just
favorite thing every time this comes up, because usually my parents watch this with me. Like, weirdly, we all just watch TV together, and I'm like, okay, why are we talking about paying people with a blowjob right now? Everything else we can handle, but I don't need to, like, sit with my parents and be like, okay, next.
So what do you guys think? Yeah, so Sheena said it was a joke because, like, Lala makes jokes like, blowjob for a Range Rover. So Sheena
Lala
was like,
is that type of way already, like, makes those jokes, but, like, there's some truth in there.
So Sheena was saying that it was a joke that was like, how am I paying you for this? Blowjob or money? Which, okay, Sheena is very monkey see, monkey do. If she sees someone do something and it's like responded with positive feedback, she's going to do that thing too.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone thought Lala was so funny for being like, I just gave a blowjob, got a Range Rover. So now I think the problem is that Sheena wasn't really getting anything from this blowjob. It was like after the fact, she already got what she needed. And now she's like, should I give you a blowjob?
Yeah, that's true. It's not like she asked him to do it in a favor and was like, well, I'll give you a blowjob if you do, you know?
Yeah. And then we went into the whole, does Sheena want to date Brett?
See, that's why I think that this wasn't an appropriate comment, and that why people took it seriously is because the whole season we got the she likes Max and she likes Brett. And so it's like, it wasn't just a random off the cuff, like joking comment you'd make to your friend, which they are friends in this moment. Like, I think it kind of meant more. Like, if he would have said yes, she would have done it. She wasn't joking all the way.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Whatever. Sorry, Sheena. I mean, still justice for you, but it was weird.
Well, anyway. Justice for her storyline, but like, this is true. If he said yes, she would have done it.
She would have done it. That's very true.
I'm asking the group too. Let us know.
Would Sheena have given this blowjob? Probably.
If
anyone says no, I'm going to be like, explain yourself.
I mean, Max did stop halfway last episode, we found out. But he did start it. He was open to the starting.
So Andy then asked Charlie, a lot of people find Brett attractive, but not you. What turned you off so badly?
Oh my God. The way this question was asked, I was like, whoa, Brett's not that bad.
Yeah. But then Jax, of course, is such a dick. And he's like, it's because Brett doesn't belong to sugardaddy.com. So now I want to know, is Charlie dating older men? Is she dating, is it like a Randall? She got a man?
He can't say shit like that because guess what? Lala's doing the same thing and it worked out great.
And isn't he like 100 years older than Brittany?
I don't know about 100, maybe 99. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think she's like, he has to be like
late 20s. Should I look it up really quick?
Give it a little Google. But okay. I think this was dumb. I think it's still dumb why, like, Charlie says she was so turned off by Brett because they were flirting before he asked her out. And then he asked her out and the date was just so awkward. And she said the excuse at that time, whenever she was doing her interviews, was that he was talking about his ex-girlfriend too much. And now the excuse is Sheena. I think she wanted TV time and she just can't really say that.
Or it was like a cute guy asked her out-ish and she was like,
they didn't click.
And then she was like, nah, I'm over it. Anyway, Brittany is 31, so she's 9 years younger than Jax.
Not horrible.
That's
also,
not bad.
I wonder if she's pissed that Sassi's pregnant first.
Ooh, I fucking bet. Suck it, Brittany. Bye-bye.
Anyways, back to the relationship that never happened.
When we were watching this, I actually was kind of digging Charlie. Like, just, again, the flashback, I just kind of like her now.
I like her. I just think this excuse is dumb that she felt weird because of Sheena and his relationship.
Yeah. I think she just wanted
come
out.
on.
Like, she was just like,
yeah, I don't think she really liked him. I think, yeah, they're probably like flirting and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll go on a date with you. And then I was like, oh, I don't think this will work.
Never mind. She saw him in the daylight.
You like pasta and I don't.
Not in the mood lighting of Sir. And she was like, oh, never fucking mind.
But she also seems like hate everybody.
That's what we are. We're big complainers. She's probably a big complainer.
I know, but if you're like, we can do this because there's two of us and we're on the same page. There's how many cast members and she like hates all of them?
I know she's moving up though because 4, maybe 6 will be gone.
Sure. I wonder if she'll actually come back.
I hope she does.
I hope she does too. I wonder if she'll come back because of the 4 being ditched.
And they're just begging for people at this point.
Like, she knows she'll, like, especially if Jax leaves. I think if Jax leaves, she's locked in then.
Yeah, 100%. I also think she just kind of has, like, an Ariana attitude vibe, you know? Like, I don't really give a fuck about
Maybe they need to click. Maybe, I think she needs to click with Lala and Ariana.
Yeah, because she's a mix of a Lala Ariana type vibe.
Yeah, I think she has the humor of Lala and just, like, the everyday attitude of Ariana.
So she could be a good addition. And maybe she is dating older men. I don't know. I'd love to watch it.
Dude, we could get a whole thing with – I hope Randall gets more on this show next season. We need more of him.
Yes.
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, Sheena, where do you and Brett stand now? Oh, I'm so sick of this. This is worse than Carter and Kristen, honestly. I'm so done.
I actually agree.
So Sheena basically says that they were all good, but then Brett has been, like, you know, saying things differently behind her back than he's been saying to her face, and Brett's, like, really unapologetic about it. And
but she says that he texted her and said, I'll be far up your ass apologizing on the reunion, like, everybody will know, like, what really happened, which I don't like that she, like, calls people out like this. It's like, because he didn't get a minute to talk at first. Like, it's not like he even got a minute to apologize about this yet and, like, rebuttal, like, talking to her. She just, like, leads with that and is like, okay, so where's your apology? Which makes the apology look not, like, it's so forced that it's like he can't even actually truly apologize, but he actually can't apologize.
Yeah. So, really quick, Lala calls everyone arguing a bunch of clowns, which, like, I'm right on there with you.
She always says that.
Here's my problem. So, yeah, Brett didn't get a good chance to apologize, but he's doing
on his own
Sandoval, but, like, differently. He's going, I'm sorry if I offended you in some way. I'm sorry if I
misled you. Yeah.
And I want to be like, just stop.
That's one section. I think that apology stands, but what she's really looking for is over here, this box of the fact that you're saying one thing to her face and one thing behind her back. There's also this misleading, but you truly, that's on both sides. So it's like, that isn't something that really needs to be apologized for, but it's, I think he definitely talked two different, he pretty much had two faces, one to her face, one behind her back. Cause he was in his interviews and, like, remember the beach that I think they were at the beach whenever he was talking about I basically could have had sex with her if I wanted to. Like, he's just more raunchy and, like, out there, like, with, well, if I would have done that, she would have gone for it. But to her, like, to Sheena's face, I feel like he's much more mild and, like, I don't know, gives off different vibes.
Whatever. So basically, Brett, like, Sheena doesn't get the apology she wants, and Brett just kind of looks like a clown. So
I forget if it was Ariana or Lala, but one of them goes, "Okay, so we're just not going to get the apology." Let's
Ariana. Ariana's like, "Look, you need to apologize for this," and Brett's like, "I'm not going to apologize," and she's like, "Okay, well, goodbye. We're done.
We're not getting it. Let's move on." Andy, go ahead.
And this was the beginning of Drunk Ariana. I fucking loved her.
She was killer this episode.
So Ariana gets the next question. While Andy's asking it the first time, I'm not even paying attention because I'm watching Tom spill his drink and, like, there's so much condensation. It's, like, dripping.
I saw that. Like, he was, like, holding it weird and it was so full.
It was, like, literally going everywhere. And I was like, what? What did Andy say?
And I think he was even drinking with a straw.
It was so good. So Ariana and Tom Sandoval are hammered. But it's great. So Andy asked Ariana, I loved this.
Me too.
Ariana, we saw you open up about your battle with depression. How have you been doing lately? And Ariana says she found a therapist she loves. She's working really hard. She'd be lying if she said it was positive all the time, but, like, it's okay.
She's actively working on it.
Yeah. So they show other people when this is all happening. So I love looking at other people's reactions. And fucking Jax looks like he's so confused. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? And Brittany.
Oh my God, I did not even see his box. Like, I feel like everybody else was like, like, listening intently.
No. Jax looked like he had never heard Ariana speak English before, and Brittany was picking at her nail beds. Like, just.
This is why I get so angry when we jump down, like, in a minute. But it's just like, they are so disrespectful. And I know Ariana was screaming at them later on, but it's like, because she was so passionate about this. Like she was
just
like, wake the F up.
Head. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like she gets ignored about a lot of her issues when everybody else gets like babied or like really everybody else is so attentive. But here again, like nobody else really chimed in. Like, we support you. We love you. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, remember when Ariana like said she had to she was depressed to Stassi and Lala, and they were like, why don't you effing tell us about this? Like, you need to talk to us about this. And she was like, I don't feel like this is a safe space.
And then they got like really fucking offended when honestly they should have like looked in the mirror and thought about why it's not a safe space.
Yeah.
And remember when her dad died and Jax made fucking fun of her?
Yes. It's every time Ariana goes through something, it seems like Jax goes through it. I don't really know the separation between, but to be honest, the separation between the mental health issues this season were not that far apart. And yet everybody gives a shit about Jax's when he can't even admit that he has issues, but Ariana admits them. So it's like, she's fine. It's cool.
This was one of the most compelling storylines this whole season. This and James' sobriety. We could have had a whole reunion episode on just those two, and I would have fucking loved it.
Well, especially because Lisa like was so supportive with her and like wasn't just supportive, but also connected with her and said, you know, I was really depressed after my brother. And she like mentions it during the reunion, like losing her mother, like she was old enough that she was okay, like losing her, like it was definitely difficult, but losing her brother was a shock and she wasn't prepared for it. It was so hard to deal with that she definitely fell into a spiral of depression. And so like they really connected with each other. And I think we're a good support system. But hearing somebody go through this, especially someone so powerful and amazing as Lisa, like how could you not feel like I got a sister in this?
I also liked when Lisa was talking, she was like, we can't minimize depression. And that really stuck out to me because I feel like everyone else was like, well, Ariana's like really happy sometimes. So like, she's not that depressed, or like she's always hanging out with Tom. And it's like, you don't fucking see anything. You don't know what this girl's going through constantly, day in and day out.
Yeah. Like she's made it clear that she won't share this because she doesn't feel like it's a safe space.
Just because Jax loses it in every public gathering that everyone has doesn't mean that his depression is more than Ariana's.
Yeah. It means she's good at hiding it. It's good. It means she's better at hiding it.
Which is even more fucking depressing.
Yeah. Which is scarier.
And then I loved Ariana just straight up was like, thank you, Lisa. You really helped me get through a lot. Tom was like, thank you so much, Lisa. And Lisa was like, call me day in or day out. I'm fucking here.
I will call you about my depression. Lisa, give me your number. I will call you.
Same.
Give me your number.
So cute. These two, I want Lisa and Ariana to have more scenes together. Because I like when they go horseback riding sometimes.
I know.
And I loved when they like got dinner and Ariana really opened up and Lisa was like, you can have your job back. And like, I just think it's so fucking cute.
I agree. I think more of those in session.
So next, Andy says, Brittany and Jax had the fairy tale wedding, but when they got back, Jax left his Prince Charming persona back at Versailles.
Did you see Brittany right before they shot this? She goes, ugh, here we go.
Yeah, and Jax
like, this is your life.
Smiling to like, it's like sadness.
Nobody, like, you can only edit it so much to make you look bad. Like, this all happened. This is your true life. So either fix your own home and then like start looking out.
And people's reactions to this, all the new cast that didn't have to deal with this, and James and Raquel were cracking up. Like they're like, this is real. And because I was laughing too, but everyone they had to go through this was like shaking their head. They looked so fucking annoyed.
Because I mean, I know we normally get compilations of the season, but I think this reunion like series was the best version of like, because they had to go to specific people and their very specific storylines and have very compressed discussions. It wasn't group discussions like as much. Mm-hmm. We got like your whole season and your whole issue all in one. And it's like, oh fuck, this is really Jax. Like this is what we got this whole season.
So then Andy asked Jax, you spiral at the end of every summer. How have you been since filming Wrapped? And Jax is like, Good. I'm working on myself. And I just want to point, I have so many fucking thoughts, but I'm just going to say, I don't think you ever should stop working on yourself. Straight up. No. But this man is 40 fucking years old and he is still learning how to be a normal, genuine human being. At this point, you need to stop fucking working on yourself and look in the mirror and be like, there's
you need
no
to renovate yourself. You need to renovate. No
knock
working,
it all down,
not some little honeydew
scratch.
Projects. Yeah. Renovate. Yeah.
And it's not even like he's, stupid and does dumb things and likes to get drunk. It's like he constantly and consistently hurts and offends other people, including
no matter his state, the time of day, like there's nothing to it. Via text, the communication, there are no barriers with his offenses.
So
what bothers me. Go ahead, finish. No, you finish.
I was going to say, this man needs to he is not working on himself. He has not been worked on himself for a really long time, or else this man would have shown some sort of fucking growth.
Yes, that's what bothers me. And I think that's what bothers Ariana is he's like, I'm just, I'm working on myself. And everybody's like, no, you're fucking not. No, you are fucking not. You are not working on yourself. So stop saying you are.
Also, why is everyone else just like, yeah, Jax is working on himself?
He's not.
I'm like, what the fuck are we all talking about?
Yeah, he always says I'm a work in progress. I'm working on myself. But it's like, you're not doing anything. And he says it to get people off his back to be like, I'm trying. But one thing I learned, I forget when, but there's no trying. You can't try to do something. Like if you try to stand up, you're just going to stay where you are. So when you try to do something, you're not actually going to do it. You're just saying you're trying to tell people something.
You either
work on yourself,
fail, or you succeed. But either way, oh my God. So then Andy's like, what are you doing to work on yourself? Because let's get some fucking answers up in here.
Well, he was like, I've heard this for 7 seasons that you're working on yourself. What are you doing?
Jax goes, I'm just trying to be a better person.
Oh, I was like, you are not trying very hard, sweetheart. And Ariana, can we stop that? Yeah, let's talk about something else.
I don't want the last 45 minutes like this. And then Brittany and Jax are both like, don't be rude. Don't be rude. And I'm like, the rudest. You guys are the rudest.
You literally ignored her as she was talking about her depression 5 minutes ago.
Get out. And then Ariana's like, it's the same every reunion. Work in progress. Blah, blah, blah. And then we had the receipt.
Get the cut.
She's right. We had the fucking receipt.
It's the exact same language every single year.
And I fucking loved that every season they showed Sandoval or Stassi or someone who was pissed off with Jax that season, just their face when he's like, I'm working on myself, is just like, oh, we're here still. And by season 7, when Jax said it, Tom Sandoval's face was just disgust. Just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I'm so happy he got called out and they showed the compilation, because that's my buzzword this episode, by the way, is compilation. Awesome. Drink every time I say compilation. It's just the flashbacks. Literally every single season. And it's pretty much the exact same language, which is so annoying because like you said a minute ago, he has not changed in 1 second. He really needs to renovate himself as a human being. He needs to stop doing this little work because he's not doing anything.
Even when he tries to get better, and we'll obviously get to this because we're going to go back and look at all of this. But remember season 2, he's like, I'm just going to be honest. But then he went out, he was honest about other people's business. Given I think Kristen was shit for sleeping with him. But he's like, I'm going to expose Kristen because now I have to tell the truth all of a sudden. And it's like, no, bro, that's not how this works.
Yeah. You're using this to call out other people now.
Yeah. So then Jax basically says he's going to be a work in progress for the rest of his life. Fucking barf. We know you're 40. We know.
Oh my gosh. And then they're calling out Ariana because she's a terrible person. She's garbage.
Is this where the fight starts?
They're all screaming, and Ariana's so drunk that she stands up and then she's leaning down yeah, I'm a garbage person. FYI, yeah, I'm a garbage person. That's why I'm on this fucking show.
Jax is bothered right now. Jax is bothered. Oh no. Just full on, just fucking jamming. Full on stands up. We can't see her face. Tom Sandoval's not even flinching. It was so...
She was like, can you just get off me? But I love it because she's so annoyed by all their comments and things anytime anybody else speaks. But if this is one of my pet peeves is when hypocrites like Jax and Brittany get so pissed off when people comment at their stuff, but they do it all the time to everybody else's. So Ariana's like, F this, I'm shit faced. I'm going to just start pissing you off now. And then she's like,
bothered right now. So then at one point too, when they're arguing, Jax brings up how Tom's friend hated staying with Tom
his
and
friends
Ariana.
came from St. Louis.
Kristen will back me up. Yeah.
I'm like,
and he goes, Kristen will back me up. And Kristen goes, do not bring me into this. Thank you. Like, just full on, like, shut the fuck up.
She learned.
Out of this.
But
so then Brittany,
well, Tom started to like rebuttal that, and he was like, dude, you're putting it like out of context. You're getting it wrong. They were here for 12 days. Of course, like, we all got annoyed with each other. Dude, if anybody came to stay with me for 12 days, I'd be, loads. I'm here in this house for 4 months now, and I'm ready.
Could you imagine being quarantined in a 1-bedroom with a boyfriend? I'd probably murder him.
I couldn't even do it by myself. I literally couldn't do it by myself. So yeah, no, I would not do it with another human being.
So then Brittany says she's disgusted because Ariana's acting like a child. And I was like, then get off the Zoom call. No one gives a fuck.
Please exit the show stage left.
Everyone's cracking up too. James, Raquel, Charlie, everyone's fucking dying. Even Stassi and Bo were good cracking up.
I think because Ariana is the one person who gets to Jack so much no matter what she says that then her dancing and being like a piece of shit, like it's funny to everybody else because they're like, oh god, she's drunk now. But it's even funnier that she gets to him so bad. Like, I loved this whole thing. I may need to go rewatch it.
I'm disgusted. She's such a child. Fucking barf. So then Tom says all Jack says is a work in progress, and all he does is tweet. And now at this point, everyone's still yelling, and you just have Ariana dancing, and Tom's flailing his arms everywhere. Jax and Brittany start yelling then. They're like, oh, you're so perfect. Oh. And Ariana, this is when Ariana goes off about her being garbage. She's like,
that's why I'm on the fucking show. I love that because it's like, of course I'm a garbage person. That's why I'm on this show, because then that tells everybody else they're garbage too. Which is not what Ariana is not what Jax and Brittany want to hear.
Well, Lisa was like, Ariana, stop. And she was like, I am garbage. Did not fucking hear Lisa. She was yelling too loud.
I love it.
I love it. Everyone fucking lost their damn minds at this point in time. It was nuts.
There was so much yelling. Every time so much yelling happens, I just stare at it and I'm like, oh God.
I would try and watch one time to get Ariana and Tom, and then I'd watch another time to try and get Jax and Brittany and just put it together and see what fucking happened.
This was the best part of the reunion though.
Oh yeah. Next question. Jax, why are you so upset about Max's beach cleanup? Which fucking God. This again.
This I love the answer.
Jax is like, it wasn't geared towards Max. I was in a bad mood. I didn't want to drive to Malibu for 3 hours when I have 3 parks by my house that are full of trash.
And Stassi, you don't give a fuck about the environment.
That's not it. One, if he's so upset about his trashy parks, why doesn't he organize something?
Or just do it any other weekend.
You don't need 100 people to clean up a park, okay?
It's not like bigger. You're only allowed to clean up trash one week a year.
Yeah. So when this is all happening, again, we get reactions. Charlie yawns. This girl's got impeccable timing. Just full on yawning. Yeah, so Stassi tries to stop Jax, totally trying to hold back her laughter because it's just so fucking comical at this point. And Jax is like, can I just finish? I haven't talked this whole fucking time. And I was like,
you haven't stopped talking this entire reunion.
Yeah, and then he goes, it had nothing to do with the environment. I just didn't want to go.
And everyone's like, we know. You could have just said that.
He just didn't want to look like a piece of shit for not going. Let's all be honest.
Well, and he didn't want all of his friends to hang out without him, so he wanted Max to cancel it. You can't hang out. You can't hang out without the number one guy in the group.
No, you can't do it. But then Jax goes, I apologized to Max 5 hours later. And then whoever edited it 5 hours after the text.
No, it said next day after the beach cleanup. It was the next day that they Katie and Tom, or was it Tom and Ariana had that dinner party? I think it was Tom and Ariana had that dinner party. Katie and Tom were there, and so was Max. And Max was like, yeah, he still rage texted me, and it's the night that they plan to have their own pool party.
Yeah. And this is the night I want to be like, you didn't apologize. This is when you fully uninvited Max.
This is when you went way harder in the paint and kept texting, rage texting.
You're going to cry to my wife about it? You're uninvited. Don't come.
And then he started rage texting other people that night.
Yeah, no. And that's when Katie was like, you should probably throw your own party that I would rather go to. Shade.
Oh, God.
So then everyone else was like, this seemed really personal, like geared towards Max, even though you said he wasn't. And it's Schwartz and the Witches of WeHo that are like, no, this is fucking wrong.
I love that they're turning against him because, like, they're speaking the truth. It's like, okay, we can't be silent anymore and protect you. Like, this is what, like, is actually happening.
If Schwartz goes against you and you're not Katie, you know he's serious. He goes against Katie for everything.
But
so
Jax, like, goes silent whenever Schwartz talks.
Poor BB.
Well, Jax goes silent when Schwartz talks, so it's like, I think he actually listens to what he says.
Yeah. I mean, then Jax ends with, I'm just not very good at apologizing.
No. He said, I am very good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm very good at apologizing. You're fucking
I was
right.
like, oh,
it was me that wrote, you're not that good.
I was going to say, oh, no. He goes, well, I mean, I'm just very good at apologizing because he said, nobody ever brought up that Jax didn't apologize 5 hours after we just got the receipts that he didn't. And he was like, I mean, I am good at apologizing. And Andy goes, I don't really think so.
Yeah, he's like, I've watched you apologize a million times and not mean it at these reunions. And I started dying. This is when Andy got a little shady and I was like super fucking into it.
I know.
And Jax goes, well, I meant it this time. Like,
well, then, of course, he's like, did you? And then Jax is like, well, Andy, haven't you ever apologized and not meant it or, like, got into a fight with somebody? And Andy's like,
not really.
No.
Not really. And Jax is like, I don't believe you. And I'm going to say, I probably have just apologized to just, like, shut someone up.
Yeah, but you don't come out later and be like, I didn't mean it. Like, that just makes the apology even worse.
I full on move on. Like, I don't, if we're going to squash it, we're going to fucking squash it. My apology is going to mean something. This was fucking the start of Andy versus Jax, and I love every second of it.
Like, Jax, you cannot say you're good at apologizing and then say you apologize for things and don't mean it all the time. Because you're not good at apologizing then. Like, what? Who are you? Like, remember when he, like, said he apologized to Tom Sandoval and said he could come to his wedding, and then in the interview was like, I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah, I was just, they made me
I was bullied. The girls bullied me into that.
The Witches of WeHo bullied me again.
Oh my God.
Barf. So then Brittany gets the next question. Is it daunting that you're going to have to apologize for Jax's behavior for the rest of your life? Shade.
Which is true.
Shade.
And Brittany even is like, yes.
The way Andy said it, though, I was just like, my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my God, Andy became a savage all of a sudden.
I loved these because normally I feel like Andy kind of puts some pressure on Jax, but kind of dances around some things because Jax truly is like such a huge part of this show. You don't want to piss him off. But
also, in person, Jax would probably fucking try to fight Andy.
Oh,
so now
I never really thought about that.
Oh, I straight up was like, now is the time. If we're gonna fight Jax, it's now when he can't find us.
Because he's gonna throw a chair in his own home.
Yeah, and Andy's in New York, and he's safe.
That's a good point. Oh, I like this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, makes sense.
Then Jax, after Brittany's like, yes, this is a very stressful thing for me to deal with for the rest of my life. Jax is like, and I quote, I don't understand why you're pigeonholing me to be the rest of my life.
Because we've seen a total of 8 years of your life, and if this just captures one portion,
it's all trash.
It's called a pattern.
Yeah. And then that's when Jax does his sociopath thing, where he's like, not one person in this show is perfect.
Oh, I hate when he does this.
Everyone's awful. He deflects. That's what
I was about to say. He's the king of deflecting. Because it's not like he says, like, I know I'm not perfect. None of us are. It's not like he, like, admits that he's not perfect and then does the whole none of us are. He full on is like, well, nobody else is perfect, so stop leaving me alone. Yeah.
I'm perfect. Everyone else here sucks.
Get off my show.
And everyone started being like, whoa. Shut the fuck up, bro.
We never claimed to be.
That's when Andy was like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I've been sitting here for 8 motherfucking reunions. And it's the same conversation with different people.
Yep.
But you're the only equal, like the same person I talked to about this.
Brittany at this time like whispers to him and is like, you just like really need to own up and apologize.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this.
There was
This
a
is why I
lot of
like Brittany,
side
where she
convo.
like, oh yes, they always get these side convos, and I love it. Let's always do the reunion like this, because since everybody's mic'd and in different locations, you can get it all.
Yeah, it was great. This is when Jax goes, well, we're just a tight-knit group, so we get a little crazy. And I want to be like, what are we talking? Again, you're just trying to make us forget that you're
this isn't a group problem. It's not like the group has issues apologizing.
And then it cuts to Tom and Ariana's sitting there and she just goes, rah, 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 like this. I love drunk Ariana. I'm so into it. Because this is bullshit. Let me tell you. This whole conversation was just a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, Brittany tells Jax to own up, and Jax goes, I thought I was doing better.
It was just a bad couple of days, is what he said.
You know that meme of the guy with the math problem and he turns and it's just question marks? That was me. I was like, where? Bitch, where?
I know. At what point this season did you think that you were doing better? But then, okay, later on, like, we all knew this was coming whenever Jax says, like, Andy, you're always against me. Andy makes a remark that, like, Jax doesn't watch the show back. Like, he doesn't watch the episodes. So it's like,
God, that makes so much.
You are delusional, because in his mind, he probably thinks these are great moments. They're just a few bad days. Like, I'm sure he knows, especially because Brittany probably reminds him of these moments, but he doesn't watch the show to even see his edit. So
yeah, maybe
truly, it was like 4 bad days, but in the show, that's 4 out of like 12 episodes. So
yeah. And I bet Bravo is constantly filming, so they get like Jax buying groceries and like bringing them home. But like no one fucking wants to watch that, okay? I want to watch.
We want the crazy
Jax
parts.
Actually in a situation where he has to decide if he's a good or a bad person, and without a doubt, he's always a bad fucking person.
He's a bad person, yeah. Then, not your everyday with your wife, where you're, I'm sure, a somewhat fine human being. We're not watching those things.
No one cares.
No one gives a shit, Jax. So watch your own show, is what I'm telling you.
Next up comes Queen Stassi, just spewing
she knows how to talk
fucking
to him.
Wisdom. I felt like giving her a standing ovation. She pauses everyone. She's like, everyone shut the fuck up. Jax, you instill fear in us and all the friends, and we're afraid of hurting Brittany's feelings, so we can't ever be honest, because like you guys just use it against us and fucking
what's happening right now, is she said, is the problem.
Yeah. Which is so fucking true, because for a long time it was like, if you're not nice to us, you're not going to come to our wedding. And then after that, it's like, this is Brittany's husband, and she's going to get so fucking mad.
Yes,
and
now it's like, you don't have respect for my husband?
Don't be rude.
I'm sorry. Your husband uninvited everyone on the cast from the pool party. Why would we come?
Never forget when Katie was straight up like, Jax was texting everyone and it was so fucking rude. So Sandoval threw his own party because we all got uninvited, to which Brittany's like, I know that's the truth, but you can't talk about my husband like that. This is where
I don't like what she says it at some, like Brittany says that at some point, I forget where, but she's like, I defend him to the public. And I realized this, that I never thought about that. Like she is sticking by his side in public, which I am somewhat more okay with now that like she talked it through. But she says she wrings his neck at home. Like she gives it to him at home, but she's a little too protective when with friends. Like, stop saying you're being rude about my husband and have respect, because he doesn't have respect for anyone else. So it's hard to have respect for someone who doesn't give you respect. Now I get defending his actions and maybe explaining them and this and that. And I think she does that okay, because she needs to speak up for him when he's not there, like at the pool party or the beach thing. But like to your friends and your girl chat, like calm down a little bit.
Well, I was just about to ask you, do you think that like what Brittany is doing is right? Because, I know in like relationships that I've been in, if they don't act appropriately, I'll just straight up be like, I don't know, like I'm sorry, but like I can't even attest to like what they're doing. And I would talk to them about it and almost be like, you need to like figure this out, because I'm not going to do it for you. And I bet it's different when it's like your husband and stuff.
I think the marriage part is, and I feel like Brittany is so loyal and Jax is such a piece of shit. I think because it's not one or two things where she can just like put her foot down and be like, I'm not defending you. Like she knows this is going to happen kind of forever. So she has to have his back. And at that one point, I don't think we've gotten like there yet. It's at the end whenever he's like, don't contradict me in front of other people. Like, think about the way he talks to her behind closed doors, where if like something got back to him that she wasn't defending him, he would scream at her, I'm sure. Like in public, if she doesn't like defend him at home, I don't think he cares, but out to other people, he cares.
I straight up think divorce is just a better option for her. Like, this is only going to get worse, honestly. And the fact that it's like, it's Katie and it's Stassi that are like you said, why are we going to have respect for your husband if he doesn't have respect for us? And they have both had friendships with him outside of Brittany. I think if it's like one that came in later when he was already dating Brittany, fine. But when it comes to like Sandoval and Stassi and Katie and Crit, like those people get their own kind of share with Jax at that point.
Because they get him. They've known him for so long. And it's like, we get to go home and we get to have our own life and we don't have to be with him 24/7, but you do. And I think they're kind of realizing this isn't okay. We don't like this, but I agree. I think divorce for sure is in the future. And I truly hope it's after or before like she has kids.
She needs to get out of this. This is like the worst.
Because if they have kids, like they're tied forever. People say I'm with them till like my kids turn 18, but no, you are with them forever.
Mm-hmm. So then Stassi said that Jax was the one that said he had health issues and was so depressed and all that. So now we're going to talk about it. Like, if you bring it up, it's going to be talked about, and we're going to try and like talk to you. And Jax goes, that's fine, but only from certain people. To which I was like, okay, none of the new guys, but like Tom and Ariana have been dealing with you for fucking how long? And then that's what you claim when you talk to Tom. You're like, I'm just not right in the head. I'm depressed. So like fucking they can comment on it if they want.
Anybody can. You're on a show with everybody. This is a reunion for everybody. So no, you don't get to pick and choose, because guess what, Jax? You've commented on everybody else's crap this entire reunion and the entire season. I hate when people do that. It's like, I'm sorry. Hypocrite. Only these boxes can actually talk right now. Like, Jax, this isn't your show. We've addressed this multiple times.
Shut the fuck up. But Ariana says that too. She's like, oh, it's fine when it's Stassi, but not from me.
But Jax did say it, like they were being helpful. He did make a comment about that.
Oh, did he? All I heard was Brittany go, it's the tone.
She said that, but he goes, no, it's not you guys. Like, it's not. I guess he didn't say they were helpful, but he said, no, I'm not talking about you guys as in like the people he didn't want to talk about.
Yeah, I think he meant the new people. I think Brittany is just like so. And you know what? Sometimes Jax hasn't gotten it for 8 years, so like maybe we need to change our tone up a little bit, broski. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
So then
the kindness wasn't working.
Kindness. This man deserves no kindness. So then Ariana gets the next question. What is your reaction to Jax saying he has mental health issues?
Okay, Jax and Brittany like started to like do their little chat at the beginning, which I hate. They do this every time, which everybody does it on the show, but usually people like let other people start. Jax and Brittany never let people start.
No. Brittany starts with, he obviously does. He goes up and down. It's not like a lie, so please let me hear what you have to say. And I was like, go get diagnosed then. Don't sit here and be like, I have mental health issues. It's impacting my life. If you're not going to go take it seriously.
Go do something. Like, maybe you haven't been diagnosed, but like full on, but go see a therapist. I think everybody in the world needs to be seeing a therapist. I look at it as preventative in a way. Like, so, like if you haven't done it ever, then you're going to have to backtrack and do some damage control. But like, once you're kind of in a good spot, you have to keep doing it, to be honest. It's not just like a little fixer.
I loved it. I went a lot in college, and like, honestly, it was the best part of my fucking week. So,
dude, I love it so much.
I should really go give another therapist.
I need to go again. Yeah.
Once quarantine ends, we're going to go first thing. Instead of
my therapist has been doing virtual sessions. I just I'm too lazy.
There's nothing going on. We feel ish okay, but
but like to do video chats and not be lounging on the couch and kind of look like a normal human being.
You lounged on a couch?
No, like this is my couch behind me.
Oh.
To lounge on a couch. No, I didn't. I
was like, you fully did that therapy couch?
To be in my own home lounging on a couch. Yeah. And I don't have a door. I don't have a door in the basement here. So I can't, when I talk about other people, they can hear me.
It needs to be very private. Yes.
Yeah. Anyways. Back to Ariana's sage advice.
She's straight up. She's like, he probably has some issues. Everyone has to deal with shit. He has issues he needs to work through. Find a good therapist, work through it because it's important and it's a priority. Do something about it. Fucking straight up. I
thought she handled that so well because
great.
We already know she's pretty drunk. She's already at her wit's end with these people. Nobody gave a shit about her mental health whenever they just talked about it 5 seconds ago. But she puts all that aside and truly gives real advice, which she would give to anybody. And I think she's the type of person who is like, I don't wish this on anyone. Like I said, I think everybody should go to a therapist, but like having and going through different mental battles is so challenging because usually you feel like you're alone and it's like, what do I do? And like, if it's your first time going through that, like it's even scarier because you don't know what to do. Like I've been through some ups and downs. So like, I know my patterns. So it's like, oh, I need to go like check in with a therapist, but like he has no idea what to do. It's not like he was raised and like, it's not like his parents put him in that clearly. Like he's probably never seen a therapist and is probably terrified of the stigma of it and everything else.
He saw a Reiki specialist. So if we could have some respect.
Yeah. Because he wanted to bang the person.
I also like how she didn't straight up be like, yeah, he probably has depression and whatever else. Like how she's like, he's probably working through some shit. He's not necessarily depressed. He's working.
Who knows?
Through
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Well, listen, I think she also, I wonder if a lot of her depression is rooted in her dad's passing. So I think she sees that their lives are very parallel in some ways. Obviously, she's a really kind human and he is not handling his issues well. But like she lost her dad, he lost his, like they are going through life challenges that are very similar, and what has benefited her, she gives advice on it and says, go ahead. And then we get the bomb dropped.
Oh my God. Lala, I heard Randall recommended a great therapist. And Lala goes, not only recommended, but paid for a session, and Jax did not show up. This is so fucking disrespectful.
Human being.
This is so disrespectful. If anyone wants to pay for my therapy session, hit me up. I'll be there in a second.
Therapy's expensive.
Please make sure it's in Chicago.
Since Jax didn't go, it's not like his health insurance was on it. So think about that bill first off. Yeah. I mean, Rain can afford it, but still, how rude. Even if it's just in my opinion, the way this came off is that like either Randall knew someone or goes to this person or it got a recommendation from someone. So it's like, I not only took the steps to find you someone, but my name's kind of on the line here because it's like, hey, this is Randall. I want to help my friend out, like his name's on the line here and you just don't show up. That's like somebody getting you an interview and you don't show up. Like Randall looks like a dick to this therapist now. Yeah.
And Ariana and Tom, I think, say it all. It's because he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He doesn't.
He uses it as a tagline. He uses it as a defense, but doesn't care about what's actually happening in his life.
Oh my God, am I angering you? It's because I'm mentally ill. Like that is so.
My brain is sprained.
Too.
Yes.
Sprained.
That's what he always says is my brain is sprained.
So
it angers me so much because he uses it as a scapegoat. Like this is the reason why I am not acting myself, which is still not okay. Like just because you're going through mental issues doesn't mean that's okay to act like that. But it tells people like, oh, there's something else going on. And then you like taking the initiative to like deal with it and get it under control, like shows that you're a real fucking adult. Using it as an excuse, not cool.
Yeah.
This is why people have stigmas with like mental health.
So Ariana and Tom are going off like, this is fucking rude. He doesn't give a fuck. Like blah, blah, blah. And Brittany just goes to Jax. This was a side comment. Like, I can't stand them. And then,
which is like,
then the fucking dramatics happen because Jax and Brittany are then like, I don't know, everyone's picking on us. They obviously don't love us, which is what Stassi was just talking about. Like all of a sudden,
they always pull this shit. Jax gets angry, and Brittany gets the you guys are being so mean to me. Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't want to be friends with you.
Like angered me to no end. I wanted to be like, you're right, I don't love you anymore. Bye. Middle finger.
You're right. I did just give you some advice, and we haven't been trying to help you through this mental issue the end of the season, and even now, like we're all just sitting here talking to you, trying to give you advice, and you're just giving us a giant F you. No one loves you.
Yeah. And then Lala's even like, look, like straight up, let's start with I love Jax. I love Brittany. You guys are my ride or dies. And Brittany fully has her head turned to the side. And Lala starts, Brittany. Like,
look
Lala's
at me.
Not going to fucking talk if you don't look at her. And then
it's disrespectful.
Brittany turns around. She's like, I'm fine. I'm just trying not to cry because because everyone's out to get me.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
God.
This is again the dramatic.
This is what pisses me off is Brittany feels like, listen, I get marriage, you're like tied to that person, but when people attack Jax, it's not an attack on you, Brittany. It's not. Nobody has said Brittany's name. The only time they brought up Brittany's name is about how she makes people feel bad. That's the only time her name was brought up in this entire conversation when Stassi said it. It's about Jax's behavior. It's not about you. So stop saying that like people are being mean to you.
She's done nothing to anyone. I'm like, yeah, you haven't. The only thing you've done is married a complete asshole. Sorry.
And be silent. Sorry. Silence is violence.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Like straight up. And Ariana says, she's like, and criticizes Jax. He thinks is coming from an ill place, which is wrong. People criticize you all the time. That's how you learn to get better. Jax at a job would like anger me to no end because someone would be like, hey, even bartending, can you make it a little stronger? And he'd be like, my drinks are fucking flame. What are you talking about? Like this man, like I cannot describe how mad I got at Jax and Brittany for all this. Yeah. My friends just don't love us.
It's because they don't want to like grow and get better. They just want to be the exact people they are. That's why they can't handle criticism. And it's typically constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And I agree sometimes, like Brittany said, like a lot of the tones aren't great, but like you said, every other tone has not worked in this past 8 years of this show. So what do you want us to do? We're at our wits' end, Britt. Before you even showed up, they had a lot of issues with this guy.
Yeah. And straight up, if they didn't love you, they wouldn't care. They'd be like, whatever, goodbye.
Yeah.
Next, whatever.
New cast members.
When Ariana said, can we move on? Like, that's when you know Ariana doesn't like Jax.
Care.
She doesn't love Jax. But in this moment, she's like, listen, if you're mentally unstable, you need to go see help. And then it's like, no one loves us. Well, the fuck you then. Don't go see help. Enjoy your hell that you live in.
Well, it's like you're playing on our emotions. It's like saying I don't love you makes everybody be like, we do love you. And it's so manipulative.
Is Brittany like the younger child? This just screams younger child syndrome, right?
I'm the youngest child.
Spoiled? Are you? Do you have this?
I am the youngest child, but I don't think me and my brother were kind of raised as twins though. Like we're so close in age.
See, my sister does this where she'll straight up be like, I'll be like, or one time even my mom was like, hey, if you're going to live in this house, you need to put away your clothes. And my sister like ran away for the night because mom kicked her out. And I was like, that's not what happened.
I think it typically is the youngest. I agree with you, but I think there's always an attention-seeking child. Because like my oldest nephew does this because I think it'll probably. I'm not a parent, but I assume based on watching these children grow up, it must be a switch. Because like my nephew sees like the younger kids getting more attention because they're needier, they're babies.
Yeah.
So it's just like screaming and the bad behavior type stuff. So I think like. Yeah. You just have some needier people who need to be told, and then they force people to tell them that they love them.
Yeah. So then this is when Sandoval's like, okay, this is how your mental illness crap, whatever, has been coming at us day after day. And then Brittany and Jax are like, no, we don't want to hear from you. And then this is when Ariana's like, it's because Tom is significant. Everyone hates Tom.
Yes.
She's crushed flailing.
It. Yeah.
Tom Sandoval has no reaction to her.
No, I love it.
Not even flinch.
Because he's like, she's finally like just speaking the truth, and he's like, just roll with it. But he's not egging her on. I think he internally is like, yeah, tell him. But he will not egg them on because he knows how to handle himself with his partner. Yeah. He won't tell her what to do.
Mm-mm. We saw this in the trailers for the reunion. But you're insignificant, Tom, and I couldn't wait for it, and it was just as good as I imagined.
I always feel like in reunions they kind of the promos they kind of give out the good stuff, but this one was so funny because they gave out moments that I thought were going to be certain ways and definitely were not. They were so entertaining, and they didn't like it wasn't truly spoiled.
So then we go into. Brittany, do you feel like you're being picked on? And she's like, she says yes, because she knows they all mean it towards Jax, but that's her husband and she's always going to stick up for them. Nobody notices that they do the same shit. And Jax says everyone here does the same shit as him. And but again, everyone's a shitty person if Jax is a shitty person.
We're all garbage people. That's why we're on this fucking show.
Ariana says that's why she goes to therapy every week. And Jax is like, you just started last week. What are you talking about?
That was such a shitty comment. See, this is where I'm like, I hate to say this isn't like then he definitely doesn't have mental issues, but he just doesn't address his own mental issues. Because if he did, he would not say comments like that to other people.
He comments on everyone else's mental issues, which is so fucking rude. So then we get another sidebar because now there's more arguing. And Katie just turns to Schwartz and goes, what's going on right now? And Schwartz is just like, I don't fucking, we're just going to sit here somewhere. It's fine.
Because whenever Tom, Ariana, Jax, and Brittany all go at each other, there's so much yelling, but there's also so many comments, and then each other grabs certain comments and then yells something else back. So then it's like there's 48 different conversations all bouncing off that Kitty's like, I'm lost now. Now we're talking about Ariana going to therapy, but she just started last week.
Are we all shitty people? I don't even know anymore. So then,
should I just go sit in the garbage?
This is when Brittany just starts yelling, I'm so glad you're in therapy, Ariana. And Ariana's like, Jax keeps making you upset, Brittany.
I can't. This is what I'm talking about. Like these comments back and forth, they don't really go all the time, but it's just like, but
then like they go to other people. Jaina at this moment reaches for her drink as she watches the screen. She's like, oh my God, what's going on? Brittany says she does want Jax to get better and she's working on it all the time. To everyone else, she sticks up for Jax, but then she yells at him at home. Which I want to be like, Brittany, this isn't something you can work on. Your husband needs to get it together. He's 40 fucking years old.
Here's also something I've learned about mental health. It's kind of this will come full circle, so just wait. It's kind of like addiction. People don't want to get help until they're ready to get help. Like you can't force someone to go to therapy. It won't work because you have to be able to connect with your therapist. And it won't work until you find a therapist you actually connect with. Like I've gone to quite a few and hated it, but I've gone to a lot and I've loved it. Like it really is just that interaction you have with that one person. And until the person with issues wants to go get help, it's not going to be beneficial for them.
Agreed. So then Ariana is like, Brittany, I hate that this is happening to you, which like fucking same.
I loved, and she was like talking kind of quietly when she was just like, I hate that this is happening to you. I know. Like her tone was so genuine.
I think it's because at this point, Jax and Brittany are still talking because then I wrote down, Charlie just rolls her eyes and I fucking feel. Yeah. Like it was just a full like whatever. Well,
everybody's just yelling. And then it just comes full circle to Ariana being like, Britt, I don't want this for you. I love you. I don't want this to be your life. This makes me so sad. This is your life. I'm so angry. I'm this. But like everybody else is still yelling.
So Brittany is like visibly upset. And Jax just looks at her and goes, don't be upset. And I was like, wow, goddamn husband of the motherfucking year. Who has the prize?
He doesn't even realize that he's the he's the reason. Yeah.
And then he's like, who cares about what Tom and Ariana think? And Ariana's just like so fucking mad. She's like, Brittany, get out of this.
Well, then they both are like, Tom and Ariana are both like, oh my God, we care about you.
I was like, get it in your fucking head. So then Schwartz comes in. He's like, he's
giving the wisdom.
Over. He's like, this is a fucking productive thing. Jax has vaguely implied that he has mental health issues, which Stassi's like, not so vaguely.
No, but even Tom and Ariana are like, not that. Everybody's like, not vaguely. He's been screaming it all
Schwartz
season.
Is still on that line of like, I don't want to anger too many people.
Schwartz is the type of person who's like, this is my bro. We don't talk about this. You kind of have some issues.
But he's like, be proactive about it instead of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Which I'm like, that's
the definition of like sociopath, isn't it? Or like
maybe, probably.
There's something like a definition of some like crazy term that's like
you
doing the same thing over expecting different results.
I mean, fucking probably. All I thought was like when growing up, my parents always told me like, it's okay to make mistakes. Don't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like learn from it. Just straight. That's what this is. And then it really quick looked like Schwartz picked his nose. I think he was just itching it, like the inside, but it was like a fun little
catch. Dude, they've been sitting there for 3 hours.
He just had to pick that nose. Tom and Ariana start yelling to do something about it. They love Brittany so much and they hate this. And
I love that they say that they love Brittany.
I know.
Like, well, Ariana love you, Brittany.
Does not enjoy like, Jax at all.
That thing next to you, just deal with it.
Okay, and then this was the part. I went over this next part 7 different times, and I have no idea what Brittany said. But I think she whispered to Jax, try to be a nice person today. And I want to be like, it's a little fucking late for that, dude. We've been here for 5 hours.
Like, in a sense, she still has like she
hope.
Truly, yeah. Well, I was gonna say hope, but she just truly wants. I don't want to say the best. She just wants a bare minimum from him.
Just be a nice person, okay?
Just be a nice person today.
Ariana's just like, I give a fuck.
She had to turn off the camera. She had to turn off the camera and still be with him. Everybody else got to like turn off the camera and not see him anymore. Brittany still had to be with him.
Yeah, no, that's a nightmare. Anyway, I just want to shout out. I wish I had friends that loved me as much as everyone fucking loved Brittany, especially Ariana and Tom, because these two got so fucking passionate about their love for Brittany. I hope someone cares about me that much.
I love
right?
You.
No,
I care about you.
Thank you so much. Would you fight my crazy husband for me?
No.
See, they love.
I'd be drunk Ariana like over in the corner, like you don't deserve this.
But even Brittany, who's been nothing but rude to Ariana and Tom,
I know
they're still like, we fucking love you.
Because I think like, listen, she has a nice level of like. She's nice to like them. She makes mean comments at times, but she's like a nice person. She's at this normal level of niceness, like everybody else is.
I love it. And then, okay, so we come back from commercial. Ready? And Jack says he feels like Andy is always
has something against
him. And Andy immediately is like, me? The fuck you? What? And Jax is like, I have thick skin, bro, but it's wearing away.
Oh my God. And short. I think Andy's rooting for you. He has a weird way of showing it.
Andy's like, I really like you a lot, but like my job here is to call people out.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm hired. And Jax is like, that's all you do to me, bro. Like I don't
listen.
Jax
you guys aren't actually friends. You guys aren't friends. The same you are with these other people on the screen. You are colleagues. Andy is in a sense above you, but like still, like you are work friends. Do
you remember when the pastor thing happened and Jax texted Andy and was like, "Dude, this shit's crazy." That's like
he probably didn't respond, or he probably responded like,
didn't even know what was happening. Honestly,
no, he knew. Everybody knew. He didn't know it was all coming out again.
James again. It cuts to James. He like has a blue drink. I'm gonna assume it's Kool-Aid.
It's Powerade. Oh, I was gonna say Powerade. Oh, that's what I was thinking. No, I don't know.
Sipping.
I can tell by the blue dye it's Powerade.
It's probably Powerade. But he's like in awe again, like sipping his drink because like when Jack starts to argue, there's nothing.
I have always noticed this. When people feel uncomfortable, they drink a drink. Like people just drink.
Me. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's why people get drunk sometimes so fast, I feel like, because it's just like
it's a weird situation.
Keep my mouth busy.
Shows up and you just chug.
It's like, let me just keep my mouth busy over here.
That's when Jax is like, you show like horrible 3 clips of me. That was only 3 days. And Andy's like, watch the motherfucking show.
Yes. This makes so
much sense.
Shocked because somewhere at the beginning of the episode, it was the blowjob comment, I think. Jax said he walked downstairs and Brittany was watching some episodes, like get caught up. And he just like heard the blowjob comment randomly.
And he's like, what? Who said that?
Yeah. And it's like, how do you not watch the show you're on? They get it. I've heard they get it either the day before or a few days before, so then they get a watch because every Bravo housewife specifically has to keep a blog.
Yeah.
And so they like need to write their blog post on the upcoming episode. But it's also kind of like a warning, like here's what's coming out.
Yeah. Well, Andy straight up is like, there's a disconnect. Like that's where this is coming from. Like I ask you questions and you like don't even remember because you don't know what's on the show.
Well, and like for him, again, it was 6 months of his life, but for this, it's cut down to 12 I think we had 22 episodes this season. That's a really small portion of your life. That's just a highlight reel of your life. Yeah, not even the 22 hours of his life. Yeah.
So then Jack says that this is the worst reunion ever, but honestly, I thought season 7 was worse.
I agree. I think it's very
okay.
I think it's been very productive.
Yeah, I've had a lot of laughs.
Good topics, a lot of good laughs, and I've had people confront each other that I needed to happen.
I'm telling you, when we get to season 7 reunion, I've never been so fucking mad.
Can we just do one episode of that? I can't do 3
It can't be the one where they yell at James, although I do want to watch James.
No, I mean, do one of our episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't talk about it 3 times.
So let's talk about Sheena instead.
Heck yes. I felt so bad about this watching this part again.
So Sheena got Dana that psychic reading, never forget. And
but the psychic wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, but then the psychic was right there outside the house. So then Sheena, what really happened? And Sheena told the psychic where she was gonna be, but she was gonna text the psychic if it was a no-go. But
this psychic was on time, ahead of time.
Hello. Basically, Sheena's experience was so amazing, and she thought it would be so amazing for Dana. And
well, Sheena said, like, I, as well as, like, other people had been on, like, Hollywood Medium, which I was like, oh, this makes kind of more sense. Like, not only did she do it, but, you know, they've all done it. Like, she was like, I was so nice to have it recorded. Like, I still have it. I thought she might want to have it. Because I never really thought about that. Like, think about that. That's such an intimate moment, and then to be able to watch it back again is probably really nice.
True, but I'm kind of with Dana. I feel like I'd be like the Dana.
I agree. But I think it was the thought behind it was really sweet. I don't think she was close enough to Dana. And then also what really killed it was that the psychic showed up. Like, so
it looked like just disrespectful.
I really don't think Dana would have been that upset. I think she was just like, I'm not, because Dana eventually said, like, tears up and just says, like, this is really difficult to talk about. Like, my mom only passed away 7 years ago. It's still very, very hard.
Oh my God, this made me fucking cry. She fucking killed me because she said she's like, she hasn't gone a day where she's felt like she belonged in this world since her mother passed.
Yeah, she's like, I haven't felt at home since the day my mom took her last breath.
And she wants to do this, but she's so scared of the response.
She said, I appreciate the gift. I thought about doing it myself, but I could never I could never follow through with it. So, like, the idea behind it, like, Sheena, like, I loved it. Like, it was a great idea. But, like, I need to do it on my own time, and I just wasn't prepared.
Really quick, I want everyone to know, I've already told my mom that I have to die before her because I cannot fucking live without her. Stop. So, like, fucking straight up, I would be reckless. Like, just completely wrecked. So, I fucking get it. Dana,
my mom wants to die, does not want to live past the age of 65.
No, Mom, fucking no. We can't do this.
It's like a running joke in my family. We're like, we'll all put a hand on her and push her off a cliff, so then we all have to spread the responsibility of her.
No, my mom better fucking live forever. She better drink. Remember that book, Tuck Everlasting?
What?
Oh my God, Tuck Everlasting was this book about people that drank from a stream and then lived forever. Kind of like vampires, but like not.
I was about to say, vampires. Go hang out with Edward in the woods.
My mom better be a fucking vampire and live forever because I cannot. Anyway, then we go on, like, Dana says that people might see her as a bitch and it's been her only option in her life. Lisa asks why. Dana says because her dad's not in her life the minute her mom died. It's just been her and her sister. Brittany makes a comment, which all I wrote was just shut the fuck up, Brittany, not now. Even though I know it was nice, I was just like, I'm not in the mood right now.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any more of this.
So Dana's crying, everyone's crying, I'm crying. Kristen wishes a big giant circle hug for Dana.
I know. I thought this was really sweet because, like, seeing someone, like, talk about genuinely losing their parent, like, it was asked, like, from her. So I think her sharing her experience and, like, knowing so many other cast members, like, have lost a parent, I think it was, like, a really beautiful moment. But I think, and I've never looked at it from this perspective, but Dana, you know, obviously talks about being on her own with her sisters since she was 22. The best is when James is like, wait, she's 22? And Raquel's like, no, she was 22.
So she's, like, 29 now because that was, like, 7 years ago.
Yeah, she's a lot older than I thought she was.
Same. She looks great.
But anyways, Dana was talking about being on her own with her sister since her dad is not a part of her life. And I love that she was like, Jax, I get not like being with your parent and like judging that. And I know Andy like asked Jax about like if during, I think Andy asked if like during what's going on, hearing
about people losing their parents, do you think you're losing time with your mom by not speaking?
I was shocked by his answer.
Yeah, he said it was tough. His sister and he's
thought about her.
Him.
Yeah, I always wondered about his sister, so it's been interesting to hear that his sister doesn't talk to her either. Yeah, but it was nice to hear that he's like thought about her and like has wanted to know if she's okay. So it's nice to know that he's just not completely like shut off. He just like I guess needs space. Like he's so hurt that he can't talk to her. And then having Dana say like it's quick for everyone to judge a relationship with like the other parent, like the parent that survived, but every case is different. And she personally had to move on from a relationship from her father because it was so toxic. Now I don't know, like we don't really know what like the details about Dana's relationship with her father, but they seem slightly different than Jax's mom. But still, I think
I got some thoughts.
Well, I felt a little. I mean, I still think he needs to talk to his mom, but I think it like gave more insight that like there is a little bit of a struggle like that can happen. And I mean, I still think Jax should talk to his mom, but I don't know. It gave me a little bit more empathy.
I got thoughts.
Lay it out.
So I cannot completely speak to this. When Dana did say, Jax, I get it kind of thing, I was like, oh, maybe, every situation is differently. I'm lucky enough to have both my parents there, both still married. Same. Like I have a relationship with both. The thing that kind of throws me off is Dana said she tried for a really long time to have a relationship with her father.
That's true.
It sounds
and it was like toxic.
Yeah. And he was the one that kind of was like stepped away from the relationship.
Now, no, she stepped away. She said like I had to like cut him out of my life
because her dad was kind of like the bad
toxic.
Influence, but she tried.
Yeah, that's
true. The thing with Jax is
he didn't.
He didn't even try. He just fully was like, Mom, you did me dirty once.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And I don't think he's fully like he hasn't fully understood where his mom's coming from kind of thing. Like,
or like his role in it.
But I think he can't see it.
Yeah.
Or like what his father wanted. Instead, he's just mad at his mom. And I get it to a sense. Like you're mad at your dad and you probably can't take it out on him because he's passed away. So you're going to take it out on your mom.
Well, and you don't want to. It's like he's gone. So you want to like keep that perfect memory. So it's like, it's her fault. It's not his.
Yeah. But I think in this situation, it was Jax that walked away from the relationship. So I think he needs to be the one to walk back into it. And I think he is a full grown man. It sounds like Dana was under the age of 29 dealing with this and Jax was 39. So I don't know. Jax's mom is not that young. The thing is, she's going to come to her time. And if he doesn't reach out, it's going to be another tragedy when he could have had a relationship. Again, I don't know all the circumstances, but from what I have read and researched, it sounds like Jax walked away. And if he feels bad, he should reach out, which people have said. People were like, you should reach out.
Yeah, especially because, like, given the circumstances, what they were saying, like, what if she's sick with COVID-19? And I feel like his, like, you know, his, was it his godmother who, like, came to the wedding?
Yeah.
I feel like people would reach out if something happened, and hopefully that would change his mind. But you don't want it to get to that point.
To be too late.
And knowing that now his sister doesn't talk to his mom either, like I didn't know that prior.
So upsetting.
I was always hoping that his sister at least was talking to her. But think about it, the mom lost her husband and two kids basically same time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be too late. And I hope he does reach out because even I think Dana was like, you should still try and reach out to your mom.
Yeah, if you can repair the relationship.
I think in this situation too, if I was Dana, and I'm not, but I'd be pissed that this man has the ability to have a relationship with his mom and he's choosing not to. When I like would strive and give anything to have my mom back.
Because I don't know this, but it kind of seems like for Dana's relationship with her father, like her mother passed and maybe he spiraled because of the passing of her mom. Like he was in a really bad place, whether it was drugs or alcohol or even his mental health. Like he wasn't in a good place to be supportive of his like daughters, whereas Jax's mom, it's a decision. Like their fight is because of a decision his mom made that he doesn't agree with.
Just me naturally, and I think you're like this too. I would rather know that I tried and it didn't work out.
I don't.
Than that I have always walked away, and I don't know.
I've always wanted, I've never wanted any relationship to fall on my lack of trying. Like every friendship.
Agreed.
Like, and it ebbs and flows where like my trying comes into place and stuff. But like, as you like end a friendship, it's
the
like,
friendship's not going to end.
Still try to reach out every once in a while to like make it my thing. And if you choose not to respond, that's fine. But like, I've reached out.
Yeah. Agreed. Oh, well, let's lighten the mood a little. Okay.
Heck. Yes. Let's talk about Ariana. The fight that never really was, but was.
So now, let's move on to something more positive. Ariana is asked how she feels when she saw that Lala was talking shit about her house and not Stassi. And this was the whole, Sheena told Kristen, who told Ariana that Stassi
this
didn't
game
want to
of phone, like the, or not, is it phone? Telephone. Yeah. The game of telephone. That was so correct without being correct. Like the quote was perfect.
Perfect. So Stassi's like, Sheena, I know you're a shitster, but how could you be so messy?
Oh, God.
And Sheena apologizes. She's like, I had the right quote and the wrong person. I'm so sorry. And then Stassi comes at Ariana, and she's like, Ariana, you immediately like said all those hurtful things that were super true, but you said them so
like
fast.
You had them ready to go. Like you were ready to say them.
Which is, I love Stassi because she's like, yeah, I have bad credit and I'm a snob and I'm Regina George.
You can tell me I suck with my credit and I'm a bitch and I'm this and I'm that. But hey, like, that was a lot. Yeah. You had it locked and loaded.
Stassi's like, I really like you. Are you ever going to get it? But I really like you.
She was like, I thought our friendship was like in a good place. And poor Ariana, she's like, it was. I was just like really mad. But like, I'll direct that all.
We worked so hard on our friendship. And when I heard that, I just got really mad. And, oh my God. And she's like, but I'm going to take everything I said about Stassi.
I'm going to push it to you, Lala. And I love that like Lala's just like, yeah, Sheena, how did you think this was Stassi? Like, she wouldn't, like, start her phrase.
Grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
Stassi's no grown-ass woman. And then Brittany is like, how drunk are you, Ariana? And no one responds because, fuck you, Brittany, we're drunk.
This was so annoying.
So we come back to from a commercial with the reunion, or the group chat.
The group text. I loved it. I loved it so much because Jax refuses, I guess, to be a part of group text anymore. Which, listen, I kind of agree. I feel like everybody starts group text just to start a group text, which is annoying. But this is like the moment where you're like, stop putting me in an unnecessary group text. That's what I tell my family. If this is what you want to be a part of. But then he's like, Brittany, show me what's going on.
And then Bo's like, nah, if you're not in the group chat, you can't see. And then he starts mocking him. And he's like,
that Bo roasts him.
Wants to see what's happening, but he can't see what's happening. But
that's all bitch about Jax. And
they weren't even. It was like, Stassi wishes Bo was ranch. Stassi can't ignore us in this group chat anymore.
I didn't even barely read the text on the screen. I was just watching the like reactions to people texting because I thought it was so funny that they all had to like text each other during the reunion.
Yeah. So then we have to work on this Brett, Max, Dana love triangle a little bit.
I'm over this.
We watched Dana and Brett make out. Max, you made the decision not to be with Dana after she tried to work things out. Why should you have a say in what she hooks up with or who she hooks up with? And basically, Max says he was more sad about Brett, and I get that.
More annoyed.
But also, like, you don't know. I like cannot.
I get this. I get like his point of view that like it wasn't about Dana hooking up with anyone. It was just that it was my best friend at the time.
Well, he goes, at the time, he was the Sandoval to my Schwartz, and Andy goes, "Aw, aw," but whatever. Danica basically was like, "You just wanted to fuck Dana."
This is dumb. Okay.
Like her.
The most interesting thing we got out of this was that Brett and Dana were together a little bit after the show wrapped. They slept together. And then Dana actually ended things because Brett was being like, this is going too fast. And she was like, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah. So basically they would hang out like a few times a week. and they were sleeping together, which is like as fast as you can fucking get. And then she'd be like, hey, should we go to a movie Wednesday? And he'd be like, oh my God, this is moving really fucking
like
bad.
If you're gonna sleep with me in my bed every like 3 nights a week, going to a movie is not too fast.
Yeah, you can buy me some fucking popcorn. How about?
I'll buy my own damn popcorn. Remember when we went to that movie and we went ham on the food?
Oh man, that was so good. We brought popcorn home. Crazy Rich Asians, everyone. We wish for a second and third, but there will never be one. So whatever. Really? Well, it doesn't look like it. They ended the first movie like they weren't going to make anymore.
Whatever. Let's move on from Brett and Dana.
But I want to.
And Max.
Okay.
I hate this. We cannot talk about our movie experience. We're doing this offline.
Okay. So, Dana said she basically learned that she deserves someone in her life that's invested and sure of her, and neither one of these boys are that person. And everyone claps because they're like, yay.
Real quick, do we still think that all this was fake?
No.
Like, I think it started out fake, but I don't think
Dana and Max really like kind of got feelings. I think Brett and Dana were the fakest. That makeout was the most disgusting.
I think they were fake, but I think they were also totally both down to like sleep with each other for a bit.
Yeah. But I think Dana was then like, if I'm going to sleep with you, I should go to the movies. And that's when Brett was like, well, no.
And then he was like, okay, calm down.
Yeah, I don't know. So then Danica, what was Sheena's clone doing to bother you? Oh, because now we're going to just focus on Tom Tom.
Yeah, it's the Tom Tom party now.
Tom Tom party. And Danica basically said that, so rewatching this clip really quick, I fucking kind of agree with Danica. This Sheena clone was fucking annoying. My God. And Stassi was not having any of it.
I loved like talking it back because I did think this was so dumb.
So Danica said she saw this girl inserting herself in a conversation that she was not welcome in, and she basically told this bitch to bounce. And Stassi said that she wasn't mad that Danica got involved.
No, so, I don't think anybody was truly that annoyed with everything that was happening except for Lisa. I don't think it was handled correctly, which is what Danica eventually says. Like,
Lisa was like, we can't have this in our restaurants. We're going to talk about this.
I think Lisa's little personal vendetta is very apparent here, where she's like, I can't really have a hothead on the floor. And I'm like, look at all of your staff that is on this show. Like, really? Jax is still a bartender.
But Max's dream came true. Danica got 86 from Tom Tom.
I like the way she handled that. She was like, you got it. I was kicked out.
So now we get to the next favorite part of the episode, and it's when James is asked, you've had not so nice things to say about Randall. How was seeing him that night, and how has your relationship been since apologizing? And we get a lot of flashbacks of James being rude, but Raquel looks so fucking young in all of these. I was oh my God, who is
Remember
this
when
woman?
She was like, wasn't she still in college when they first started dating?
Yeah.
And she like would drive in town.
Yep. So the relationship between James and Randall is amazing.
Okay, I thought this was a little and much of an exaggeration. I feel like there's no way they're that close.
I think so. I think Lala and James are good friends again, so then like they hang out with Randall. I think
Lala and James are, but I don't really feel like the four of them go on like a double date with Raquel and Randall.
I fantasize about this for them.
Rand is probably like, hey, James, if you want to come over, it's cool. But it's not like, hey, let's all four hang out.
I think the four of them hang out. Whatever.
Listen, Randall would literally look like a dad next to Raquel.
He probably is older than her dad.
He probably thinks that like Lala is like an accident child from like he was like 16, and then James is the boyfriend, and then there's the younger daughter Raquel.
So Rand was the one that pushed Lala back into James's life, and he hopes that grow.
Loved it.
Which I think was so cute. I could totally see Randall being like, look, James is going through a lot. You say he's
doing well. Yeah.
Yeah. You're the only one that can really help him through this. Okay, now we start wrapping up. Kristen, do you miss your friendship with Katie and Stassi? Yes. I wish we could go through these monumental moments together. Goodbye.
Okay, hold on. I thought this was kind of sweet because she did say she didn't even address Stassi's moment, which I thought was kind of dumb. But she was like I bought a house. Like they don't get to meet. What's Kristen's new boyfriend's name? Alex.
Aaron.
Something with an A.
Yeah.
Like, that is when you, like, notice it. But whatever. Yeah. Next.
Tom and Jax, what about you? Jax said he's really happy with the way things are going right now because
with the current status. And who says? I think Ariana goes.
Is the current Ariana status of your friendship? Yeah, is hold.
Yeah, isn't it on hold?
And Lisa says, with everything going on in the world, this group needs to put things back into perspective and come in with the same cohesiveness
like
that they had
come
before.
Closer out of this.
Yeah, Brittany thinks that if Tom and Jax hung out, they would figure things out because so far it's been hearsay. And I'm like, they're not going to just put things fucking together, but okay.
No, I think they would. Like, if they hung out off camera, I think they could, like, work some things out. I think it would be typical where Tom Sandoval chooses to, like, look past things and Jax just is who he is then. But with, like... I know, but, like, I think what Brittany's saying is not, like, bad or anything. But then, of course, they turn on to something else, and Jax says to her, don't you contradict me in front of this group.
Did you see Andy's face? He heard that. He was like, no. What the fuck? Yeah,
no,
Andy
I was like, that's not contradicting you. That's saying her own opinion that she thinks you could probably work it out. You can be happy, and she could think you can work it out, and that's not a contradiction. That's you being happy with where it's at and something that could happen.
Andy full-on was like, what the fuck did you just say kind of face? And I was like, bro.
I hope that they're just trying to get through this reunion, and then they fire Jax in, like, 2 weeks.
God, I hope so.
Or I hope they mutually part ways, so then Jax can keep his pride, and he's choosing not to return.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do to him.
I would love that. Goodbye. So then we have Ken, Randall, and Brock come in.
I loved this. All dressed. Did you see Brock and Chino were matching?
Matching. He had the same pants as her colored dress. It was so fucking
loved
cute.
It.
So Ken, how is being trapped with Lisa? And he's like, oh my God, it's amazing.
I'm getting 3 meals a day here. And she's like, hell yeah, you are.
I miss the restaurant. That's all they're talking. Oh, I can't wait till we can reopen.
Wait to reopen.
Randall, were you reluctant to be on the show? How was your experience?
I love this. He was like, I was so nervous at first, like, whenever she came on the show. I love that they talked about how Lala used to call Rand, like, my man. Like, we didn't even know his name.
Yep. But I think what he said was right. He's like, this was a terrifying, the idea was very terrifying, but I want to support her, and this is her life, and that's her job, is showing her life. And this is her
family. Like, that's what he said, is like, this is her family. Like, I'm a part of it. So,
yeah.
And I think he was on it enough. I want him more, but, like, at minimum, because, like, remember last reunion, everybody was like, you have to show every part of your life. We all do. Like, he's a part of your life. And I think that they agreed, like, if he's there in the moment, like, they're in for it, but, like, they're not going to make storylines out of their life, which I don't mind. I would love? But I don't mind.
Like we saw Randall at the Tom Tom opening for, like, a hot second while he talked to James. But, like, what was he doing during the fights? I would love just, like, a big fight breakout and then a scene of Randall just, like, sipping on a drink. Like,
just Homer Simpson, like, backing up.
Yeah. And then we have Brock. It's so nice to meet you. What have you learned while being quarantined with Sheena?
I love that he was on it. I forgot he was Australian.
He's Australian, yeah.
And I love that he was like, as many of you guys get to see, like, I know this is all crazy, but I love her for her big heart.
I know. He was like, she's such a good person, and you guys are all such good friends. And I was like, oh my God, dude, you are so fucking nice.
You clearly didn't watch this season. Yeah.
I know. But yeah, he says she has a really big heart. And then
but he's probably met them all. Like, he probably sees, like, a real life version.
And I'm sure he just hangs out with Tom, Ariana, like Kristen, like the people that Sheena are really genuinely close to.
Yeah, because we know that Sheena's storyline gets cut out, so we also probably don't get to see a lot of great friendship moments either with her and everybody.
But then we cheers to growth and James's sobriety. And we get no statement about Kristen and Stassi.
Went black immediately into the next show.
I waited the whole time.
I did too. And it went straight into my family deleted my season pass, so I had to record the second showing. And it went straight into whatever that realtor show is. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, give me a black screen with some words on it.
Yeah, I wanted it really badly, but...
Because somebody from, I think, Below Deck just got fired, and their edit, basically, doing what other shows are doing, where they're minimizing that person's appearance throughout the season now.
Yeah.
And there won't be I don't think there'll be interviews with them. And then if they're obviously in group shots, but they out of respect for the other cast members are keeping the show running, but minimizing their storylines and anything to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a warning at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah. Of we do not condone these people.
Yeah.
This is the last thing. I don't know, but it was a season.
I know. I wrote some bolded takeaways. Can I let you know what they are?
Do it.
My first one was about the statement, because again, there are four cast members. It's not just one person. There are 4 people who will not be on the show. I said, Jack sucks per usual. Really curious to see what happens to the status of his show and if he'll be on it. I really think that we resolved a lot this year, because we got to actually hear people instead of all the screaming. I mean, there were some screaming bits, but season 7 was horrific.
Awful. Oh, we actually, while we were recording this, we got a Facebook notification on someone's thoughts.
Ooh, perfect timing. And Alicia's really good at checking. My phone's not with me.
Carolyn, because I figured out how to say her name.
Yes.
She said, I fucking love Ariana. She was the only person to call Jax out and keep pushing him on his bullshit. That's fucking right. Hell yeah. All right, drunk Ariana was the fucking best. I hope to be here. Yeah. Overall, it was a season. The wedding sucked. After that, it went.
I think it got a lot better. Yeah. And I think it worked out pretty well the way the reunion was. I didn't mind the video chat. I loved
the reunion. I'm very excited to go back to season 1. And like I said, I think my opinions about people will change.
Yeah. We'll take a few weeks off, but then we'll be back probably in mid-July, I'd say.
Yeah, it'll be a fucking surprise when you see a new episode. I'll warn you in the Facebook group. If you want to join our Facebook group, I'll put it in there and be recording now.
Yes. And everybody watch along with us. I think it would be fun to get everybody's opinions back. And we'll continue to post when new episodes come out.
And I'm thinking, Meredith's about to be super fucking surprised, but I'm thinking of a Patreon where we can put a bunch of episodes on there. I don't know how many we'll record at one sitting, but I know people are binge watching. So if you guys would be into a Patreon to get 5 episodes or something at a time.
We'll record them early and then we'll release them weekly like we typically do. But if you're a Patreon member, you can get them all at once or whenever we do.
And then if we got Patreon money, we could buy fun prizes or something. I don't know. I'll fucking figure it out. I know nothing.
Listen, we'll take the summer
figure it out. I
think we would have to do prizes with the current season.
That's true. You're right.
So by season 9, if it's happening, we're on board.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
And if not 9, Alicia and I are brainstorming new series to do.
Yes, we will finish Vanderpump, and then maybe we'll do a different Bravo show. Not Housewives. We've already agreed.
Yeah, Housewives are aggressive. That's I like to be.
I love Summer House. I didn't watch the
Summer House
season.
I did, and it was solid.
I would like to see Below Deck. I would like to see Southern.
Below Deck is one of my favorite shows. Now I binged the whole thing this entire last fall.
And I think it'd be fun if because I obviously watched the first 2 seasons of Summer House, but I think it'd be fun someone new and then you who's already seen it, and then I would have the initial reaction. Yeah. All
right. TBD. Okay. Let us know in that Facebook group what you want if there's no season 9, but we're all banking on a season 9.
Okay, but guys, well, this has been a season. Thanks for sticking it out with us.
We've really enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
We got our mics.
We have our mics.
On the up and up.
It only took a season for us to figure this out. But hey, Jax is working on himself, and so the fuck are we.
But we're actually doing the work.
We're actually making it happen. Okay, bye guys. Thank you.
Bye.